Hey everyone, it's Kathy.
And Paul here with iDulting.
We're here to help you navigate the crazy world of adulting.
Because let's be real, it's a wild ride. We'll be dropping tips, sharing stories,
And maybe even spilling some embarrassing secrets along the way.
so get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, get ready to laugh, learn, and level up your adulting game. This is iDulting. Don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe, and share this podcast. Head over to iDulting.com for more information and to submit questions for us about iDulting.
And maybe even pick up some of our new merchandise. And if you know any fellow adults who need some guidance, send them our way.
And feel free to share this podcast freely out there. We'd like to get our numbers up. Welcome to today's episode of iDulting. We're going to try a different format. We've decided to add travel episodes to our podcast.
Well, because we're at a point in our life where we can travel now, and not that we couldn't before, but we kind of put it on a back burner, and we decided it's time to put it in the front. So travel is our new pastime, and we're going to share some of the places we get to visit.
Oh, we are definitely going to be traveling, people. We'll get into why later, but there's going to be travel. I think there'll probably be 4, maybe 5 travel episodes a year.
So recently we went to Lincoln, New Hampshire for 4 days and 3 nights, and it was a great trip. So we're going to tell you a little bit about our little long weekend getaway.
Now, some of you are going to roll your eyes at this next part. The way this trip started isn't a normal, hey, let's go on a trip. We were shopping while we were on another trip in Greenville, South Carolina. We were at a Bass Pro Shop because who doesn't want to go to Bass Pro Shop?
And we had in our past taken one of those trips where they try and sell you a timeshare, and we thought they're giving us lots of free stuff. Let's go hear them out. And I'm very good at saying no, so we heard them out. I said no, and we got a lot of free stuff. So we thought, well, here's our opportunity to do that again. And we bought a trip to New Hampshire for really, really cheap.
Well, we could pick anywhere. There was a whole list of places we could buy it, and we had to buy it within
A year.
Which we weren't really good at.
No, we waited till the last minute, but then we decided on New Hampshire because we've really never been there. And I decided if we're going to go places, we should go someplace new.
So off to New Hampshire we went. Now we paid, what did we pay? $149, $199 for a trip?
$149.
Okay, $149 for a trip. Keep that in your mind. We stayed at a place in New Hampshire. It was Lincoln, New Hampshire. It was a place called the Mountain Club on Loon Mountain. Very nice place. Our check-in was at a building down the street, about 2 miles away.
Not even.
That's just the thing when you talk to timeshares, it's their offices somewhere else. And that was an impressive building also. We drove up to this mountain club, which is a mega ski resort.
Right, but it was in the summer, so we were not there to ski.
At all. But we had to cross over a bridge, get over this beautiful, in New Hampshire, they might call it a stream. I'd call it a river.
Yeah, but not even river-like. It was kind of like a rock bed, like a rock garden that was really big.
Yeah, it was very cool. Beautiful setting. We get ourselves into the hotel. We work out the little bit of confusing parking because the parking's under all the buildings and not huge, but it worked. And then we get into our room.
And our room was actually very nice. It had a full kitchen, even a dishwasher, dining area, had a nice spacious living room with windows that looked out at the mountains.
Right. It was beautiful, beautiful view. Great kitchen, great bathroom.
And we kind of stood there looking around going, this is a great room. Where's the bedroom?
Yeah. Actually, all 3 of us that were in the room were like, I think something's wrong with this one. It's broken.
And then we realized that the bedrooms were in the living room. They were actually Murphy beds that folded down from the wall. So although a beautiful place with lots of amenities, really not a lot of privacy.
In the room we were in. I don't want to throw shade at Mountain Club at all. It was a wonderful, wonderful trip. We were in a room that is designed like that. I found out from people that you using some of their wonderful amenities, that there's actually rooms that have bedrooms. But to make it better, there were three of us. So we had to pull down both Murphy beds.
That kind of touched like end to end. You could wiggle through just the center if you had to get up to use the bathroom. Although very tight accommodations for more than two people, it was still a beautiful place.
Yes, it was. And right from our room, I could see the downhill mountain biking. They would come right down the mountain behind us. It was so cool to watch.
Now, we were staying at the Mountain Club on Loon, which is a resort. It had all the amenities of a resort. It had multiple pools, one indoor, one outdoor, plus a hot tub. I mean, it was a little weird that the hot tubs and the saunas were inside the bathrooms, but
They were usable, and they were really locker rooms. And there was both infrared sauna, heat sauna, and a steam room in both. So it was very cool. And I definitely used the sauna. I didn't use the steam room, but I did check it out. It was nice. I'm not a steam room guy. I'm not a steam heat guy. I'm more of an infrared guy. The fitness center was outstanding. They had a 2-level fitness center, a full floor full of cardio equipment and a full floor of machines and free weights. It was absolutely outstanding.
they had a restaurant at the resort. The food was decent. The atmosphere was casual, so you didn't feel like you had to go get dressed to go to dinner. You could finish your activity for the day and then go ahead in and sit down and have a meal.
Which is where we had dinner on our first night, which then we pretty much just hung out at the resort and went to bed. So the next day, Kathy and I had to go to our Blue Green Vacation Club, is what it's being called now, presentation, while our guest graciously room charged her massage onto our room. We have our massage scheduled for November, not in New Hampshire.
Blue Green sales presentation is what we had to do in order to get this 3-night trip for such a little bit of money. It was truly a sales presentation. Like if you have the epitome of an on TV car salesman, that's what we were hit with. Nice people, but they were doing their best.
They did a fantastic job, I would say. I bought it hook, line, and sinker.
All right, he did, but he always does. I actually like the idea of this particular program because you're not tied to one location that you have to keep going to over and over year after year. And you also don't have to do any switching. I'll take your week, you take my week. You just kind of buy some points and you get to spend them wherever you would like to take your trip.
Now, full disclosure, their first discussion about these points, even I wasn't interested in. The price tag was far too high for, in reality, what we're talking about, maybe 15-day nights a year. And it was fairly high, and I'm not going to get into prices on the podcast, but it was high enough that I was like, no way. Then we got talking to Lynn and Robert after the individual portion when we got to walk around. And this took place at the South Mountain Resort. It's a Blue Green Resort in Lincoln, New Hampshire. It's absolutely phenomenal. I was getting, even during the tour, I was already starting to have interest. That's when, I'll call him the closer. Robert was listening and he could tell that I was hesitating, but I was already interested, and not in the timeshare concept, in the points, because that's my personality. We never prioritize travel or vacation enough. And yes, I could just book it. I could just put it on my credit card and book it and we could go. But we didn't. All the years together. I mean, we did family vacation and we did some travel, but it wasn't ever a priority. So the points interested me in that if I have points, I will go. It was about the points and that teeny little bit of pressure that's going to make me say, we got to go. Robert listened, realized that the initial offer was far too high, talked to us a little bit more about how many days really do you think you would be doing a year, and came back with this other offer that pretty much perfectly fit the amount of points to the amount of days we want to go.
Right. And we both walked out happy with our decision. There was no regret. There was no buyer's remorse. we decided that this is a way that we will force ourselves to take some time away and get to see new places and do the things that we want to be doing at this point in our life.
One of the things that they talked about in the initial presentation was about the creation of memories when you're on these trips. I already knew that, like I identified with it, but I also at the same time realized that we kind of were ho hum vacationers, but we never really traveled. We never really did make those memories. So between the memory making and the points, hook, line, and sinker.
Now, this is definitely not a promo or go out and we're not telling you to buy blue green vacations. What we're trying to tell you is that at this point in our life, this is what we want to be doing. So if you find yourself in a situation where it fits financially and it fits with what you want to be doing in your life, go do it.
Absolutely. Now, understand too, financially, we're in a different spot than where a lot of people are. And that by no means we're wealthy. We've kind of gone over the hump a little bit and we're starting to have a little bit. Now, if you ever do look at a program like this or a club like this, I will tell you, you need to invest some time to learn about the program and how to maximize its use. And be careful what sources you look at about it. What I have quickly found out is that a lot of people that don't use it effectively do a lot of complaining online. And it's the same complaint over and over and over. They're not using it. And I can tell you from talking to people in New Hampshire and online, the people that do use it enjoy it. That was my motivation, was to get those points to push us into traveling.
Well, now that Blue Green has shamelessly gotten 10 minutes of our time plugging them,
Yes.
we are going to actually talk about Lincoln, New Hampshire, and our trip there.
Right. We did something that I had done as a child that my children didn't ever get to do because I was too busy working or traveling elsewhere. We went up Mount Washington.
Right. And there are several ways to go to the top of Mount Washington. You can drive your car. You can hike, God forbid. You can hike and get a ride. There's kind of like a van that takes you halfway and then you hike the rest of the way and then it drives you back down. Or you can take the trolley.
The cog train.
The cog train. That thing is like a death trap, but obviously it's safe. It's been used for a bazillion years, but it looks really scary.
About Mount Washington, I should have looked up for the show what its actual elevation is. It is so high that there's a terrain and vegetation change as you go up.
We were actually at the top and we were looking out as a cloud came by and engulfed us. We were actually standing in the clouds.
If you're in the visitor center of Mount Washington, which by the way, if you ever see a car that says this car climbed Mount Washington, the only way to get that sticker is to climb Mount Washington.
We also went to a little place called Cafe and Thrift. It was a genius idea. It was an amazing coffee place with a espresso machine, latte machine, the whole nine. But it was inside of a thrift shop that was run through a church. So good for you, tax exempt. The coffee was good and the thrifts were actually kind of cool.
I just looked it up. It's actually Mountain Thrift and Coffee is the name if you're there. It's in Lincoln, Nebraska. Definitely an interesting place.
We also checked out Woodstock, which is an adorable little walking town. We only saw part of it, but the main street had a ton of shops and some restaurants. It was a nice place to walk around and spend the day.
It absolutely was. And while we were at Cafe and Thrift is where we found actually the sign for Woodstock, because this was one of the coolest things I saw there vehicle wise. There was a motorcycle converted to a trolley or a tram type of deal to bring people from one side. It actually was all the way in Lincoln, bringing them back to Woodstock and back. And that was a free service offered by one of the local businesses up there.
Right. So if you wanted to go from your hotel to one of the local restaurant bars, you could just get on the little trolley, go down, enjoy your dinner, a few drinks, and get a ride back. There were also activities at the resort that were a lot of fun. Kids, the young adults, some of the adults were all having a really good time. There was a multifaceted rock climbing wall that was quite high.
And there was zip lines. We didn't do that, but we will hit zip line at one of these. That we just didn't do that one. And downhill mountain biking. So when the episode comes from the hospital, you'll know I tried it.
There was also a great little knick-knack place, the kind of place you go when you want to buy a little gift to bring back from your trip. It had a secret car museum in the back.
Totally secret, like an obscure door and everything. They had historic fire truck, all antique cars with a little plaque about their history. It's kind of cool.
We also went out for some amazing food. So we went into Woodstock and we went to Five on Main. It was a restaurant bar. The food was okay. For some reason in New Hampshire, they don't add a lot of cream to their recipes. They told me it's because they use it all for their ice cream. But the atmosphere was amazing. And we were sitting facing the river. So we were right on the water. It was amazing.
We'll be going back there.
And we also went to Crepes Divine because somebody has never had a crepe before.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby's very upset, but I never had one till then. It won't be the last. They were very good. And he even put up with me like a tourist. Well, I guess I was a tourist, so it's okay. Watching him make them.
So we will definitely be back to Lincoln, New Hampshire, because it was just so relaxing and beautiful. There's so much we still want to do.
New Hampshire, when they say big woods, they mean big woods. So we will definitely be back. And the next time we go, we already have a list of things to do. Like we want to go river exploring. And another dining experience we want to do up there is
The train dining.
if I don't get the chance before, downhill mountain biking's on my list. And we know next time we visit, because we're proud blue-green owners, we'll be staying at the South Mountain Resort. On that little tip, let's talk about some of the tips we picked up on this trip.
Definitely talk to locals. They know the best places to eat and the most fun places to go that aren't overrun with tourists.
Absolutely. Use travel credit card for points. If you're going to get into travel, embrace it and figure out which one of the cards works best for you.
Check all of the apps you can for discounts in your local area wherever you're visiting. Save money where you can.
Use the resort or hotel concierge. They definitely will be able to help you out and tell you about things in the area. If you're going to use your phone's GPS, download the offline version of Maps. Hopefully you like this new format. It's not going to be every time. We're not suddenly going to be exclusively a travel blog, unless we win the lottery, then maybe. But we are going to share those experiences with you, share those tips that we're picking up along the way. Till next time, be safe.
Just want to let you guys know that we are partnering with Dubby Energy Drinks. And if you are a person who drinks Dubby or interested in drinking Dubby, if you go to www.dubby.gg and order Dubby, and in your discount code, type iDulting10, you'll get 10% off your purchase. Just remember, you've got this, iDults. Keep your head up, your spirits high, and keep adulting with us. Go forth and conquer the world, or at least your to-do list.
And don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe. Tell your friends, share the podcast, and head over to iDulting.com for more information and to connect with us. See you on the next episode.